A star expecting that you put it where the sun is would relax to the circle of Jupiter. It's Goliath by and large, unpredictable, and going to detonate. These effects are among the best discharges of radio energy in the whole universe, conveying more energy than a billion suns. Is it true that you are set up for what will occur? Scarab, an immense red supergiant star, and one of the nearest stars to Earth, has actually gone through an extraordinary lessening that has gotten thought and blended feelings internationally. This clouding has provoked hypothesis among space-trained professionals and people in general about its potential ramifications. Several researchers accept this surprising way of behaving could be a forerunner to a gigantic impact, a devastating occasion that happens when a star debilitates its atomic fuel and falls under its own weight, prompting a tremendous effect. Such an occasion raises worries among standard researchers, as well as among everyone, as it proposes icebreakers about the conceivable effect on our own planet. Scarab is a conspicuous star in the heavenly body Orion, effectively unmistakable in the night sky because of its particular shape and splendid stars. Likewise alluded to as Alpha Orionis, it holds the title of the most splendid and biggest star in this conspicuous body. Late information accumulated by NASA's Hubble Space Telescope, close by perceptions from different observatories, has shown that Scarab encountered a critical mass misfortune in 2019. This conduct is extraordinary for a star of its sort and has prompted the interest of cosmologists around the world. While coronal mass launches are a typical occasion in our own sun, the extraordinary occasions found in Scarab add an entrancing layer to how we could decipher heavenly life cycles and the elements of enormous stars. The distance to Scarab stays a subject of discussion among space-trained professionals. A few evaluations propose it is farther away, while others demonstrate it could be pretty much as close as 724 light-years from Earth. Precisely deciding the distances of red supergiant stars like Scarab is a complicated test because of their huge distances and unprecedented properties. Scarab stands apart as perhaps of the most splendid star apparent in our night sky, transmitting light on different events more unmistakable than that of the sun. Nonetheless, this unbelievable brightness comes at an enormous expense. Scarab consumes its atomic fuel at a sped-up rate, rushing the inescapable finish of its heavenly life. At last, the star will deplete its fuel supply, prompting a sensational breakdown under its own gravitational power, possibly bringing about a cosmic explosion blast that could bring forth a neutron star or even a dark opening. Should our ongoing astrophysical hypotheses turn out as expected, this brings up a huge issue. Does Scarab represent a danger to Earth? In the event that a cosmic explosion were to happen several light-years from our planet, the outcomes could crush. The effect of a cosmic explosion can deliver a gigantic measure of light, perhaps equaling that of a whole system. In this manner, whether Scarab is somewhat far away, similar to the star Alpha Centauri, the impacts of its huge blast could be basic and extensive. Strikingly, since the last cosmic explosion saw in our own system in 1604, humankind presently can't seem to observe such an occasion locally. Nonetheless, a noticeable cosmic explosion happened in 1987 in the enormous Magellanic Cloud, found 169,000 light-years away. While that occasion made critical impacts, it represented no prompt danger to Earth, filling in as a sign of the scale and expected effects of such enormous occasions. The chance of a gamble zone encompassing a regular cosmic explosion blast is spellbinding and could have serious ramifications for life on the planet. Assuming a cosmic explosion were to happen close by, it's fundamental to figure out that in the huge vast scene, supernovae are by and large minor occasions contrasted with gamma beam explodes, which are endlessly more remarkable and represent an alternate kind of danger. Gamma beam blasts can have pulverizing impacts fit for decimating biospheres and flooding planets with deadly radiation. For instance, a specific sort of gamma beam burst can prompt the obliteration of a planet's ozone layer, leaving it helpless against the brutal radiation of the universe long after the blast has happened. This chance was featured in a new report that introduced new potential risks related with enormous stars that end their lives in fantastic design. At the point when enormous stars detonate in a cosmic explosion, they can arrive at probably the most noteworthy iridescences known in the universe. Truth be told, the The brilliance of a solitary cosmic explosion can surpass the joined splendor of millions of stars. This brings up the issue. What might the results be if Scarab somehow managed to go through such a blast? On the off chance that a cosmic explosion were to occur, Scarab would turn into the second most brilliant item in our sky after the sun. Incredibly, regardless of the distance isolating it from us, Scarab, which sparkles more splendidly than a full moon, would become noticeable in any event during light. The sheer force of the blast would make a presentation so stunning that shadows would be projected even in complete haziness. Such a scene would be both dazzling and frightening, outlining the crude force of grandiose occasions. While the noticeable light transmitted by a cosmic explosion is without a doubt marvelous, it is just a little part of the all-out energy delivered during such an occasion. Albeit raised degrees of apparent light can present risks, for example, impermanent visual debilitation, the more noteworthy concern lies in the high-energy radiation discharged close by the noticeable light. This radiation frequently shows up as X-beams and gamma beams, which can have broad outcomes. One of the essential perils presented by this high-energy radiation is its capacity to catalyze the consumption of ozone from the ozone layer that shields our planet from unsafe sun-oriented radiation. Without a powerful ozone layer, life on Earth's surface would be presented to extraordinary bright radiation from the sun, possibly prompting mass eradication occasions. Notwithstanding the quick repercussions of a cosmic explosion, different perils arise over the long haul. In the primary minutes following the blast, the outrageous radiation delivered presents up-and-coming dangers. Notwithstanding, over the long haul, high-energy particles advance to almost light. Paces start to pervade the encompassing nearby planet group. These inestimable beams can exhaust ozone layers and soak the world's surface with destructive radiation, intensifying the dangers presented by the underlying blast. Moreover, vast beams convey a huge piece of the complete energy delivered by the cosmic explosion, and their drawn-out impacts can wait for quite a long time. There is proof recommending that such occasions might have impacted Earth before. For instance, raised degrees of iron-60, a radioactive isotope delivered in supernovae, have been found in ocean bottom residue and lunar regolith. This finding demonstrates that Earth could have been affected by enormous blast ejecta in generally ongoing geographical history, maybe inside the last not many million years. Stargazers have as of late reasoned that there are as of now no close-by cosmic explosion competitors that represent a prompt danger to life on the planet, in view of how we might interpret the risks related with gamma beams and vast beams. Notwithstanding, continuous exploration has uncovered extra potential risks connected to explicit sorts of supernovae. These supernovae can emanate long-range destructive radiation that represents a more serious gamble to planets like our own. The instrument behind this includes a star approaching the finish of its life being encircled by a critical circle of material. At the point when the cosmic explosion happens, a shock wave is created, striking the circle and making it become incredibly hot. This makes an immense measure of high-energy X-beam radiation, which can travel huge distances through space. The most brilliant X-beam supernovae might possibly exhaust a planet's ozone layer by however much that half, making conditions that could set off a mass termination occasion inside a surprising scope of around 150 light-years. Luckily, no up-and-comer X-beam supernovae have been recognized in closeness to Earth. Nonetheless, this exploration has prompted new experiences in regards to the livable zone, the locale inside cosmic systems where conditions are reasonable forever. The discoveries propose that this tenable zone might be dependent upon extra imperatives. In particular, the external locales of a world need adequate heavenly transformative movement to deliver the components fundamental for the development of rough planets. In the interim, the internal locales, where stars structure and bite the dust at a fast speed, present their own dangers. Regular cosmic explosion influences here can enlighten the encompassing space, expanding the risks for any potential life that could exist there. New exploration shows that the inward limit of the livable zone is logical viewed as farther from the cosmic focus than recently suspected, reshaping how we might interpret where life could flourish. Anyway, what will the Scarab cosmic explosion blast resemble from Earth? While Earth's biospheres will probably stay unaffected, the visual display will be difficult to disregard. Subject matter authorities agree. Scarab will keep on sparkling brilliantly for more than 90 days following its blast, arriving at a glow practically comparable to around half of that of the moon. For the most part, it will show up as a splendid point above, filling in as a source of perspective point that could be noticeable in any event during the day. Its striking brightness will charm anybody who looks up, creating shaded areas around evening time. This cosmic occasion will, without a doubt, be a wellspring of interest for everybody on Earth as the cosmic explosion stays noticeable to the unaided eye for quite a while, its leftovers continuously blurring as scientists keep on concentrating on Scarab. As analysts dig further into the attributes of Scarab, they are uncovering more about its design, conduct, and the likely repercussions of its cosmic explosion blast. The investigation of such huge stars gives significant experiences into heavenly advancement and the destiny of components delivered in supernovae, which add to the vast material from which new stars and planets are shaped. One pivotal area of center is the job of supernovae in enhancing the interstellar medium with weighty components. At the point when Scarab at last detonates, it will dissipate components like carbon, oxygen, and iron across the universe, adding to the unrefined substances essential for future star arrangement and planetary frameworks. This pattern of birth and passing in the universe stresses the interconnectedness of vast occasions and the consistent development of systems. The looming cosmic explosion of Scarab likewise welcomes hypotheses about its social and logical effect. All things considered, critical cosmic occasions have started interest and enlivened legends and stories across civilizations. The perceivability of Scarab during its blast will probably prompt a resurgence of interest in space science and astronomy, empowering both expert researchers and beginner devotees to notice and record this fantastic occasion. Notwithstanding its prompt visual effect, established researchers will intently screen the radiation and particles produced from the cosmic explosion. Understanding the impacts of such emanations won't just upgrade our insight into supernovae, yet in addition give bits of knowledge into the more extensive elements of our system and its occupants. The data accumulated could advise models regarding infinite beam proliferation and assist with surveying expected dangers for future space investigation and, in any event, for earthly life. As Scarab moves toward the finish of its life, the expectation works among stargazers and the overall population the same. The occasion vows to be a wonderful section in the continuous story of our universe, a sign of the transient idea of stars and the uncommon cycles that oversee their life cycles. Eventually, the tradition of Scarab will reach out a long ways past its blast. It will shape how we might interpret inestimable peculiarities and move people in the future to gaze toward the night sky with amazement. In Rundown, the possible cosmic explosion of Scarab brings up significant issues about astronomical elements, the fate of life in our universe, and the complicated cycles that oversee heavenly development. As we anticipate this divine occasion, we are helped to remember the excellence and intricacy of the universe we possess and the secrets yet to be revealed.